ASU makes it 2 in a row, this time in a little bit more convincing fashion, knocking off New Mexico 34-10 here at Sun Devil Stadium on a special Friday Night Lights edition of the ASU football season. Sun Devil Sources Chris Karpman, I'm Jared Cohen. Chris, offense kind of gets off to a slow start. It's almost like we're seeing something similar than we've seen the first two games, and then kind of something in the second quarter happens and the offense starts clicking.
Yeah, New Mexico is another team that is ball control, ate up a lot of clock. ASU gets the ball 3 and out to start. It was a 10-30 to 30-second disadvantage at the beginning. Again, no rhythm because you don't get that first down. But then they did kind of start getting into more of a flow. They had 3 touchdown drives out of 4 drives there in the middle part of the game. And I think defensively, they kind of owned them other than a play or two.
Staying on offense, there have been guys that have stepped up. Tonight it was Demario Richard. It was kind of his coming out party, even though he, yardage-wise, had a nice game last week. And then Tim White, we saw him at the very end of that Cal Poly game. He kind of picked up where he left off as well.
Well, you knew that Tim White was going to be more of a factor in this game because you're down to 2 running backs. Deshaun Hayes is out, Kalen Balaj is out. They didn't really think that the true freshman Jason Lewis is ready yet, so you moved DJ back more into the backfield. He didn't get any reps really at receiver, and Fred Gamage was out also, so Tim White had to play that field side receiver spot exclusively. They wanted to get the ball to him anyways because he's a really good athlete, so he was able to accomplish in some of that. But Demario Richard, he's a workhorse. You need to get the ball to him in any way that you can. I felt like New Mexico was kind of popping at the line of scrimmage and took away some of the inside runs, so they got him in the screen game and other ways, and then later on he was just kind of wearing him out with the run.
Got an idea of how much of a threat Demario Richard can be on the field on offense. Let's switch to defense. You could just tell Coach Graham very, very over the triple option after the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, super frustrated. I mean, when they schedule these teams, they don't run the same offenses that they do now. So they wouldn't have done this if they had that choice because it's not teams that you want to really spend a lot of time deconstructing and putting your defense back together in preparation for. So they're trying to play the way they would play normal, Pac-12 conference teams, and that wasn't really a good fit. I think it contributed to some of the problems, but all in all, they really shut them down except for that one long touchdown run of 65 yards or whatever it was. The rest of the time, I think New Mexico averaged fewer than 3 yards a carry. They couldn't access the perimeter because Lio Mokiola and Jordan Simone in particular were running so well to the football, and that's going to really pay dividends when they get into USC next week.
And speaking of that, USC next week, how does this team look going into that game compared to where they were before or after last game compared to where they are tonight?
Well, I think defensively there's a lot fewer questions than there are on offense. They have to get a few guys back who have been banged up. That's going to help them. I think they'll get that accomplished. Offensively, that's where the real concerns are with this football team right now. Is Mike Berkovici firing on all cylinders? Do they have the comfort with their skill players where they're established and kind of in the flow of things? Is the offensive line going to protect and run block at the level that they need to accomplish their goals? Those things remain to be seen.
Chris Karpman of the Sun Devil Source. I'm Jared Cohen. Again, the final score, 34-10. ASU wins and has a big one at home next week against USC to open up conference play.